What is going on, Alpha Hunters? It is a very wonderful Hump Day Wednesday today. Starting off, rather some bleak news, disturbing news, I guess, that has come out. The CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, has been essentially assassinated. There in New York City, he was there for an investor meeting conference that was starting at 8 a.m. local time there. So not too much is kind of known about it. So I'm not really going to address a whole lot about it. Just so you know that it did happen. Be curious to see what all comes out of this. But this man that basically shot Brian and killed Brian Thompson basically was waiting for him. So as soon as he came out of a hotel, shot him several times in the chest, and he died on his way to the hospital. Anyways, the man fled and is at large. There you go. He was wearing a mask, so I don't really have a facial description of him. Anyways, moving on. SPY, we are up a little bit over a third of percent, up about 0.4%. Looking pretty good. Nice little gap up there today. How much should we gap up here? So we did gap up about 0.3%, so traded a little bit higher. Nothing crazy. We did choppy push higher as we went to the close yesterday, so looking pretty good. Okay, the Qs up 1%, continue to look pretty good, especially here over the past 2 days at least. Looking decent. 3 days so far this week. Qs are looking pretty good. So there you go. Qs up 1%. All right. IWM currently up 0.4%. Mostly just kind of chopping sideways. Okay, looking pretty good. Up 0.4%. DIA, Dow Jones Industrial Average, up 0.4%. There you go. Looking pretty good there. A little bit of a pullback there in the first 45 minutes, but not too bad. RSP, basically flat open, pulled back, currently down about 0.2%. All right. As far as the RSP, there you go. Looking pretty good. We have pulled back. Kind of nice little flag pattern into the moving averages. At least the 10 daily EMA. Expect to start to see some people be a little bit more supportive in this area. And it looks like we also did fill this gap as well from Friday to Monday, the 22nd to the 25th. So it looks like we filled that gap and into that 10 EMA as well. So RSP sitting a pretty good spot to be dipping back in there. DIA, nice gap up, man. I'd say you're probably going to be looking for some continuation plays there on the DIA. Okay. IWM kind of just sideways consolidating for now. Probably going to get pushed up by the moving averages. Look for the continuation. Probably going into the latter parts of this week. Qs is finally starting to do something here. I know tech world has been mostly struggling over the past several months, but I think since Trump had picked somebody that is usually kind of generally favorable to tech businesses and stuff like that, tech has done pretty good this week since that news kind of came out. So there you go. SPY, yeah, continue up very marginally. Slow grinding higher there on the SPY. So okay. So that's kind of how things are going. Check in with UNH real quick. So just as far as you see here on the morning action, a little bit of a gap up there. Obviously, there's some somewhat decent volatility kind of coming in here. Obviously, with the CEO being killed. So yeah. Anyways, UNH having some volatility there. As far as the VIX continues to slow grind lower, getting back down to some of the yearly low areas back in the summer. So we're definitely just down into some areas that, I mean, the market probably just continues to grind higher, and I expect nothing less. DXY dollar index kind of just hanging out. Definitely seeming like we're trying to make this third, or the shoulder, right? Where we had shoulder, neckline, head, neckline, shoulder somewhere over here. Over here somewhere. Kind of looks like that. But if we don't break down soon, this just might be a little consolidation and we'll push up out of here. So, yeah, if you're trying to play the possibility of a shoulder, breakdown. You definitely want to see that thing break down. You don't want to see it consolidate sideways. GLD Gold Trust, kind of looking good. Looking like it might move higher. 10-year yield, nice little upper wick that came in today. Checked in some moving averages, the 10 and 20 coming down. So doesn't seem like we're going to go higher today or tomorrow. All right, Friday, maybe even by the end of the week. 10 and 2 inversion, pushing back higher a little bit. Okay. I haven't checked in with the 2-year in a while, the 2 and 30-year in a while. Yeah, the 2-year even looks like it wants to break down the lows of the past few trading sessions there on the 2-year. And then as far as the 30-year kind of looks like the 10. Nice little retest higher into the moving averages. So there you go. HYG. Yeah, we had that pullback really quick to start the week into the moving averages. We're kind of talking about that early parts of this week. It's pretty good to be bullish off of these moving averages. LQD. So yeah, we've seen that rotation that since the start of the day, yields have dropped. So obviously the bonds have bounced pretty good from that. So LQD bouncing off the moving averages that are coming up now. So be curious to see if we're just setting in for some longer term consolidations. Be really curious to see how yields and bond prices do through the rest of the day, right? So we got a pretty good gap down here on bond prices. So if we do see a pretty good move back lower by the end of the day, that'd be interesting. As far as some data that we got today, I'm trying to look and see if there's major, not really major stuff. I mean, we got PMI, which came in a little bit lower than forecast was expecting. Factory orders, kind of in line. ISM, a little bit less than expected. So we get page book by the end of the day, later this afternoon. Not really a big deal, but tomorrow we'll get weekly jobs numbers and stuff like that. All right, as far as sector rotation on the day, man, we are still seeing really good rotation between sectors. I mean, that's been going on all week. All week that's been going on. Jeez. Energies, lower end of the day. I mean, this is a pretty good variance between tech and energies on the day. I mean, energies is down like almost not quite 2%, and tech's up like 1.5%. So that's like a 3.5% delta between these two. So that's crazy. You don't typically see that too much on any given day. Anyways, energies, lower end of the day. You got materials, real estate, financials, staples, underperforming, communications, industrials, utilities, and healthcare all underperforming. Discretionaries outperforming pretty good, and tech doing pretty good. Go take a look and see what's going on there. As far as intraday performers, yeah, energy is really getting hit during the day. Real estate, financials, materials underperforming, staples, communications, utilities kind of in line with the market there. Industrials, tech, discretionaries, and healthcare outperforming during the day.